Let me ask you a question that they don't put on the tuition bill. If something costs more than a new F-250 but they still can't explain how it works, why are we still pretending that it's sacred? Because if higher education were a truck, it'd be priced like a King Ranch, break down like a 98 Dodge, and then blame you for not appreciating the craftsmanship. And right now, a college degree is starting to feel less like a credential and more like a Yelp review you can't delete. We've all heard the sacred gospel. College is the golden ticket, the great equalizer, the gateway to opportunity. A degree equals credibility. Prestige equals competence. So pay whatever it costs, take on the debt, trust the process. And if you question the system, it's because you just don't understand higher education. So let me be clear. Despite never having gone to college myself, I value education highly. But I question whether an institution that charges Porsche prices but delivers a Kia with a cracked windshield still requires a mandatory ideological subscription. Education is supposed to expand minds, not invoice them into silence. When a school charging luxury prices can't defend its own standards without calling a crisis meeting, that's not academic rigor, that's institutional panic. And that panic matters because a college degree is not magic paper. It's a trust signal. Employers trust that it means something. Students trust that the rules are real. Alumni trust that they didn't buy a diploma that will age like milk. But right now, that trust is wobbling harder than ERCOT in August. When grading feels arbitrary, when standards feel political, when administrators freak out faster than they teach, people stop believing. And once belief is gone, prestige doesn't protect you. And the moment prestige stops insulating incompetence, the whole illusion starts wobbling like a Jenga tower built out of DEI mission statements. So how did we get here? Simple. Higher education stopped being competitive and started becoming a credential cartel. Administrators multiplied like fire ants. Teaching got buried under compliance, and degrees turned into social sorting devices instead of proof that you can actually do something. Jobs that used to train people now demand degrees that they don't need. Licenses protect insiders, and universities sell scarcity instead of skills. And when the system produces nonsense, they don't fix the system. They issue a press release. Exhibit A. At the University of Oklahoma, a student writes an essay and cites the Bible. She's not flipping tables, not baptizing the chemistry lab with holy water, just citing a book that half of the state owns 3 copies of. She receives a 0 because the person grading the assignment found it offensive. Not your argument's weak, not you missed the point of the assignment, a 0. That's not grading, that's retaliation with a rubric. So OU reverses the grade. Teaching duties are lost. Twitter is on fire. But here's what the university doesn't get. They don't look enlightened. They don't look compassionate. They look scared. Now, I don't care if you're religious, educated, or just here for the free breakfast. The second offensive replaces incorrect, education turns into feelings management, and your GPA just became astrology. Exhibit B, Vivek Ramaswamy, already a millionaire, takes a $50,000 Soros fellowship while attending Yale Law. And his defense? It was merit-based, as if merit somehow evaporates the ethical stink. But you know what? He's right. Within a stupid system, this isn't a scandal. It's a demo. You don't lose trust when people break the rules. You lose trust when people follow the rules and expose how ridiculous those rules are. When elites hoard opportunity while preaching equity, the credentials stop signaling excellence and start signaling access to the right cocktail parties. Exhibit C. Here's the damage that nobody wants to admit, especially here in Texas, where we still pretend hard work still matters. We didn't raise standards, we raised barriers and called it progress. Credential inflation has locked out capable people, protected mediocrity, and convinced an entire generation that intelligence only counts if it's been notarized by an institution with a football stadium. That's not education, that's LinkedIn, cosplay with tuition. And universities are responding the way Blockbuster responded to Netflix, by explaining why they're still relevant right before disappearing. Here's a radical idea. Texas radical, not Berkeley radical. If higher education wants to survive, start treating students like customers and not ideological dependents. Separate teaching from activism. Decentralize credentialing so that skills can compete with diplomas. And for the love of Texas, stop letting culture war legislation replace actual governance. Because liberty doesn't fear scrutiny. Only monopolies do. A free market in education terrifies the institutions that survive on captive audiences. Learning should be hard, but proving it shouldn't require a permission slip signed by 12 administrators and a DEI compliance officer named Chad. If a school is excellent, it won't fear scrutiny. If a degree is valuable, it'll survive comparison. So let's circle back to the real question. At what point does the reputational damage cost more than the tuition itself? The answer is the moment that they stop earning trust and start demanding it. If you want to charge champagne prices, stop serving intellectual boxed wine. Higher education isn't dying because people hate learning. It's dying because it forgot who it serves. And if universities keep demanding faith while abandoning trust, they won't be canceled by politicians. They'll be replaced by reality. The market doesn't care about your legacy. It only cares whether you still deliver value. So I'll leave you with this. If you walked into a job interview tomorrow with no titles, no transcripts, just your skills, would your degree help you? Or would it just be an awkward conversation starter that you paid 6 figures for? Drop your answer in the comments and share this if you're done pretending that sacred cows don't trample people. Or if you're tired of being bullshitted by people with nicer resumes than results.